Welcome to the Toolbox. My name is Josh, and today we're going to talk about one of my favorite topics to, let's say, banter or beat up, and that's chicken shit leadership. Now, I call it chicken shit leadership. You may know it as a manager or as a boss or somebody in an authoritative position that dictates situations, tries to control everyone through micromanagement and failed systems of operation to make themselves look good. So chicken shit leadership is a behavior, right? Everything that we talk about and train on is focused around leadership itself. And the definition of leadership is influence through behavior. So chicken shit leadership is influence through behavior, except it's a negative influence through negative behavior. When you look at someone that has chicken shit leadership and what are those behaviors, one is going to be they're not going to have the difficult conversations. They're going to be too scared. They're going to be too much of a chicken shit to sit down and really have the hard conversations, ask the hard questions, and navigate those difficult moments when it's necessary. These are the type of people that are going to push the problem to the side and hope that they go away. Another behavior indicator is that they're going to go out of their way to find you doing things wrong. That way they can spotlight those, they can amplify those, usually out of proportion, in an attempt to make themselves look good, right? So they build themselves up on the failures of others. That's another behavior indicator of what chicken shit leadership looks like. Chicken shit leadership is also someone that's always going to try to tell you what to do and how to do it and never why. They're never going to drive with purpose. They're always just going to drive on because I said so mentality, right? Chicken shit leadership is also someone that is going to micromanage everything that you do. So when they tell you what and tell you how, they're going to micromanage that entire process to make sure you're doing it exactly as they say. Now, in my onboarding training, there is a stage of micromanagement that's necessary for onboarding. That's not the type of micromanagement that I'm talking about. We've all worked for someone that loses their mind, throws fits, and constantly tries to dictate or manipulate the situation to, again, benefit them, right? Another indicator of chicken shit leadership is someone that can't control their emotions. Someone that has no emotional discipline. And this is a huge red flag of chicken shit leadership. And this is one of the defining factors of good leaders and chicken shit leaders. Because I know people and worked with people that they do a lot of the other things well. They don't micromanage. They don't manipulate. They influence people correctly until something goes wrong, and then they just completely erupt. They lose all self-control. They allow their emotions to take over, and then they take that out on people. They go from being a leader to a chicken shit leader because they can't control their emotions. So you have to have emotional discipline. Now, that doesn't mean suppressing your emotions. That doesn't mean suffocating your emotions. That means being able to control your emotions and applying emotional intensity to necessary situations as opposed to allowing the emotion to control the situation. So, big defining factor in behavior of chicken shit leaders, someone that can't control their emotions. Someone that, even if they can control their emotions, they leverage their erratic or irrational emotion to dictate or control the situation. That is someone that suffers from chicken shit leadership. So you have to be able to identify the things in yourself. Look, how do you respond in the face of failure? How do you respond in the face of success? How do you communicate with people? How do you establish expectations? You've got to go through this enormous checklist to evaluate yourself, to see how you're influencing other people. Again, is it negative influence through negative behavior, or is it influence through behavior in a positive way that's going to allow people to grow and succeed? Right? The last The last behavior indicator that I want to touch on is manipulation, because manipulation and influence ride really close to the same line. On one side of that line is influence and the other is manipulation. Chicken shit leaders will use manipulation. So what is manipulation? That's when you're going to dictate or influence someone to do something that's going to benefit you. Influence is about impacting or dictating a situation in a way that's going to benefit them and the overall mission. See, if you're only controlling and trying to control the situation or influence or impacting people, micromanaging, controlling, or dictating people or the situation to benefit you, that's a chicken shit leader. Don't fall into chicken shit leadership. Develop yourself, develop your skills, understand what your strengths and weaknesses are, understand your team and their strengths and weaknesses. Don't take the human factor out of the equation. Allow people to be people. Don't be a chicken shit leadership. Guys, thank you so much for spending this time with me. Get out there, get shit done. Be proud to be a tradesman. See ya.